Perfect. Thank you very much for joining me. Yes, my name is Sean, and you're watching MLS Ireland Does Predictions on Twitch, YouTube. If you're watching this probably right now, because there's probably nobody on Twitch, so you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. If you're not watching this on Twitch, go over there and hit that follow button. I know I've got a quite big head, but it's actually quite very small on me, and it's very uncomfortable, weirdly enough. But anyway, this Philadelphia, the team who are top of the league. So, yeah, it is Tuesday night. There's a couple of games on tonight. Saying that there's 5 games on tonight. There's one nice early game tomorrow night, which might be interesting to watch. But saying that, might as well crack on with the first games on tonight, which are Montreal versus Chicago Fire. Now, Montreal, who are doing very well currently at the moment, third in the league. Drew granted against Columbus Crew, who you would suspect them to probably do a bit better, but they didn't. They beat Toronto quite convincingly, even though that they started off quite badly. Got beaten by New York Red Bulls, not great, and then beaten Chicago Fire not that long ago. Literally not that long ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago, they already beat Chicago Fire 2-0 away from home, beat New England, beat Houston. So they're coming up against a Chicago team who won their last game, 3-1 against Inter. Granted, their record coming into that game wasn't great. Their away record is 2 wins away from home. Sorry, 3 wins away from home, and they're playing against a Montreal team who have only won the 1 in the last 4 at home. But saying that, Montreal's already beaten them. I'm going to go for like a 2-0 win to Montreal, just for the fact is they already beat them. They're a better team. They're at home, and Chicago Fire are away from home and are not really in all that great vein form. So I'm going to go for like a 2-0 win in that one. The next one is Inter Miami against Columbus Crew. Now, Inter Miami actually coming into this one, like you can see, have only drew the 1 out of the last 4, which is pretty impressive, whereas Columbus Crew have drew all, which is a bit surprising. Means they're starting to pick up a bit. They're 14th in the league, to be fair, Columbus Crew, and that last win was against Inter. Coincidentally. Inter are not doing too badly. Where the feck are they again? Inter are lost the last 3 away from home. Granted, won the last 2 away from at home. Here's James. Yo. Anyway, yeah, so they're not doing too bad. Again, Columbus Crew have drew 2, and they've already got beaten by Inter. So they may be coming into this one a bit better form. So I'm going to go for like a 1-1, just for the fact that these two teams are not bad. Inter probably be a bit better, but Columbus Crew have only won 1 in the last 6, but haven't lost a game, but now it's against Inter. So Inter at home should probably get a bit better result. The next one is Minnesota against LAFC, who have lost the last 4 in the last, which is not great away from home, whereas Minnesota have lost their last home game, and that was against Dallas. They beat Portland. They got beaten by Portland and Real Salt Lake, so they're coming into this as well. Not great. And then they're playing an LAFC team who are only won 2 out of the last 6, which isn't impressive, and their away record is abysmal. Well, I'll go for like a 1-0 win, just for the fact is Minnesota are at home. They're not doing too badly. They granted have lost their last 3, but Los Angeles has probably already got the thing clinched. I don't think they're too bothered at the moment. So yeah, I'm going to go for like a 1-0 win at this one. The next one is Houston Dynamo against New England. 2 teams who aren't doing very well. Well, I suppose not as Houston Dynamo. Houston Dynamo have only won the 1 in the last 6, and that was against LAFC, which is amazing. Whereas New England have only won the 1 in the last 3, and that was against New York City FC, who aren't doing very well. So that's 2 teams are not in the greatest of forms, which is unfortunate. But saying that, Houston Dynamo against New England Revolution, you would suspect this one to be an interesting one. 2 teams are scoring a lot of goals. There's a lot of goals in their games. So, shall I say, I'll go for like a 3-2 win for New England. So I think New England should probably win this one 3-2. Houston Dynamo at home probably should do a bit better. They will score goals, but I think New England are the better team. So I'm going to go for the 3-2. The next one is Sporting Kansas City against DC United. Now, poor DC United, I think one game beat New York City FC, surprisingly, but then drew with Colorado, not too bad, and drew with Real Salt Lake 0-0. So they're doing their best to work on this defense, because their defense was dreadful. They're coming up against a team who are just above them. They're actually not doing too bad, but away from home, not great. So saying that, DC United are probably not in a great time of it. So I'm going to go for like a 1-0 win to Sporting Kansas City. Don't think that's crazy enough. What do you think, James? So yeah, 1-0 win to Sporting Kansas City, just because they actually aren't a bad team. They've won their last 3 at home. So yeah, I'm going to go for like an interesting 1-0 win. I think DC United are literally working on their defense, so it's probably not going to be a high scoring game, whereas Sporting Kansas City can't really score that many anyway. And the next one is Orlando against Atlanta, two teams who hated each other for reasons unknown, because I think they were close to each other. Atlanta wanted a rivalry, and that was the closest team to them, basically. So that's technically a rivalry. I don't know. Atlanta only winning the one game out of the last dreadful. Whereas Orlando's won their last 2 at home, so not too bad. Atlanta did beat Toronto 4-2 and beat DC United at home, but their away record against Philadelphia and Portland, 2 teams you probably would suspect them to get beat by. And drew against Columbus Crew, not too bad. So they're coming up against Orlando. Lost their last games against Philadelphia 5-1, which is a big result. A bad one. They beat Seattle, New York City at home. Beat Charlotte and New York Red Bulls. So this one's probably going to be a bit of a... Yeah, I'm going for the 2-0 win to Orlando, just because they're a better team, and Atlanta are awful. Which is unfortunate, because I do actually like Atlanta, but things go the way things go. The next one is Austin against Real Salt Lake. Austin, who, like LAFC, probably haven't done great. They only won the 2 in the last 6. Beat LAFC in Sporting Kansas City, got beaten by Portland, Nashville, Seattle. So their last home game was against Portland, and they lost that one. So a 2-0 win. So they're coming up against a Real Salt Lake team who haven't only lost the 1 in the last, and that was against LAFC. Interestingly, they drew against DC United, beat Minnesota at home, but their last away game that they had a good result in was against Dallas, and that was a 1-0. So I would probably suggest this one could be very similar. I'm going to go for like a 1-1. I think Austin probably should win this one, but in their current form, they are shipping in a lot of goals and not doing as great as they were at the start. But I do think, granted, if they do slip up, they could possibly go down quite a distance, and Dallas could probably overtake them, which was a bit hard to believe at the start of the season, but as it is, it is. Colorado. I fucked it up already. Colorado against San Jose Earthquakes. Colorado, who are 19th, won their last game against Vancouver. They're coming up against San Jose Earthquakes team who got beaten by Cincinnati 6-0 on the weekend there, but beat Vancouver 2-0. So their home record isn't too bad, but their away record isn't fantastic. They've only won the 1 game in this season, only won 1 game away, so that's not great. Whereas Orlando probably doing a hell of a lot better, won most of their more than half at home. So that's not too bad. Haven't lost a game in the last 4 as well at home, so it's not too bad. I'm going to go for like a 2-0 win to Colorado Rapids. They are a very strange team, a very hard team to predict. So are San Jose Earthquakes, to be fair, but I think their away record gives me hope that I may be correct in that one. So I'm going to go for like a 2-0 win in that one. And obviously the last one, because I've been rambling on and there's a lot of football, I would assume a lot of you wanted to be watching. The old results are bare. But anyway, Vancouver against LA and Galaxy. And the Galaxy haven't been great. Granted, they haven't lost a game, but they haven't been great. They should have beat probably Sporting Kansas City. Probably should have beat Nashville too. Drew with Toronto, which is not a bad result. Beat New England away from home, and drew with Seattle and beat Vancouver. So they're coming up against the Vancouver team, who Our 24th lost their last 3 there. Got beaten by Colorado, San Jose, not great, Nashville, okay, but away from home. So I think the way I actually did like the way the LA Galaxy played during the week there is because they actually have a midfielder who looks miles ahead of everybody else. Granted, he has to do a lot himself, but I do think he's probably going to be the catalyst of winning this game. So I'm going to go for like a 2-0 win to LA Galaxy. Just they have better players, probably have a better forward, and all that kind of jazz. So those were my two predictions. There you go. All there for you to watch. What do you think? Montreal probably should be easy one against Chicago Fire. That one's an interesting one. LAFC probably will probably get beat by Minnesota. Houston will get beat by New England. Well, it's hard to know that one. That one there could be fecking anything, to be fair. Sporting Kansas City should beat DC United. Orlando will beat them for sure. Austin, that's a trickier one. You would suspect Austin to probably win that one, but it's going to be a trickier one. Colorado should win that one, but San Jose Earthquakes do like to surprise people, even though they've only won the one game away from home. As whereas Vancouver could surprise LA Galaxy in that one as well. We're not more think about it. So anyway, they already got beat by LA Galaxy, so that's what kind of going on. But anyway, those were my predictions. Thank you very much, James, for joining me. And I hope to see you on the next one during the week. Bye.